Hey everyone, my name is Artindi and I just finished the first round of an elimination style game jam. First of all, if you don't know what a game jam is, it's a challenge to make a game within a certain amount of time. Most game jams are done in only 2 days. This one, however, is a little bit different. There are 8 indie game dev YouTubers who were invited to participate. I was one of them. We were given a theme and then could pick 7 consecutive days within a 3-week time span to make a game based on that theme. There will be 3 rounds just like that. In the first round we make a game, and then the second 2 we add something to the game based on new themes, like a new mechanic or something. Each round, half the contestants will be eliminated till only 1 remains. This game jam is called the Ultimate Game Jam and is hosted by Metabulous and Zyger. And all the participants are really cool creative people, so links to their channels are in the description. So the first round just ended and I made a game in 1 week, and this video is going to talk about all the things that I learned, so stick around. The first thing I did was get a short video from Metabulous where he told me what the theme was.
Decay.
I was nervous because this was my first game jam ever, and I knew it took a lot of effort and time, so after getting the theme, I did nothing. Okay, not really. I spent the whole first day doing little more than brainstorming and thinking about how I would execute my plan. I worked full time and knew I'd have to plan things out very carefully. After work, I spent all the time I could coding. I had heard time and time again to prototype first and polish later, so it was time to put that to the test. Pro tip here for you, it works. I made some simple shapes and colors and started work on player movement, including coyote time jumping, which I forgot how to do. Man, there is nothing weirder than watching your own tutorial. And I also worked on the core mechanic, which is that the player can shoot a kind of bolt of light out that would undecay any decayed things when it touches them. However, on this first day of coding, my mind would not stop, and I worried that I wouldn't get enough done on that first day and I'd be behind schedule for the rest of the week. So I tried to go to sleep around 1 in the morning, which was already pretty late, but I just couldn't sleep. And so I got up again and coded long into the night and probably went back to sleep around 3 or 4. It was a long day at work Even with all the coding that I did the night before, there was still more that needed done, which I did. Simple as that. At that point, I could not do much more without adding graphics, and we all know that I'm a pro at making graphics.
I made graphics.
I created a simple tile set and player animation. I decided it would be cool if the world was kind of set in a fantastical type and decaying was something evil that was going on, and so some magical forces had summoned a stone golem to restore things and pretty much save the day. Seemed pretty solid, so this is what I ended up with, and I thought it looked really cool. I worked all day on pixel art. I made a fairy that had a decayed form of an imp. I made platforms that you could not stand on unless they were whole. I made parallax backgrounds. I made, well, just one parallax background. I made a turret that when healed became a statue. I made a goal for each level. I created another tile set as kind of a sort of close background for when the player went underground, and maybe some other things that I haven't shown here. This was kind of fun. I've never added sounds to any Godot project before, so it was pretty easy to do. I just went on freesounds.org and found a bunch of stuff that I liked, changed them a little in Audacity, and made them play when they needed to. I also started writing music using Boscaciol, or however you pronounce it, and I had an idea to make an adaptive soundtrack but realized it would be a little too hard to make, so instead I just wrote a song. The last day I didn't have to go to work, so around 8 or 9 in the morning I started work on the additional assets I would have to add, such as walls, grass, a hanging turret, flowers that decay into spikes, stones for the tutorial bit. I added a lot of polish, such as lighting, particle effects, and tons of bug fixes. I wanted to add a boss as well, but didn't have enough time. Finally, with all the assets completed, I started making the levels. I spent about 3 or 4 hours making levels, and I wish I had spent more time on that because I feel like they could have been better. There is a link in the description of the game's page if you want to play it, by the way. You can download it and play it. Let me know what you think. I'd appreciate any feedback that you have. You can check it out yourself, but really quick, here are a few things that I think I did good and some things that I think I did bad. I think I had a cool, unique mechanic that the game revolved around. Given more time, I think I could have done it better, but with only a week, I think it was still pretty good. With such a small game, I didn't feel the need to have a menu. It just seemed pointless, so I think it is a good thing that I just skipped it. I feel like there is some great story in the game that is not shoved in the face of the player. Instead, it is just kind of hinted at. This opening shot looks really awesome. I should have planned time to let some people play test it. There are little things that I'm sure I could have fixed and noticed if other people had played it, and they would have been easy to fix and change, and it would have made the game just a little nicer. Because I made many assets without testing them in a level, the core feel of the game ended up something different than I planned. But that's okay, I guess, because no one would have really known that except me, except I guess I'm telling everyone. Currently, the game feels like a difficult precision platformer, and I was aiming for something that simply felt thoughtful and I guess less skillful. After my submission, which happened around 11 at night, I pretty much died. For a whole week, all my thoughts and efforts were focused on this game jam because I'm a little obsessive and a bit of a perfectionist. Anytime I was not at work or sleeping or other things, I was working on the game. I was exhausted, and even a week later, I still feel like I'm recovering mentally. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of a wuss. I got 3rd place, which means I made it to the next round. However, while I feel like I have gained so much by participating in this first round, after weighing it out, I messaged one of the hosts and bowed out, giving my spot to the runner-up. I just don't have the time that I would like to commit to the game jam. I wish I did because I would love to go on, but instead I feel good about the progress I made, and I'm going to leave the Withering in its current state. So if you want to download it, there will be no updates, at least not for the foreseeable future. Maybe one day. Either way, it feels amazing to actually have a completed game out there. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and a feeling that you can do pretty much anything. If you haven't participated in a game jam, I suggest you do, just so that you can feel that, just so you can have something completed and out there. Find one that's a bit longer if you feel like you don't have a lot of time to commit to it, and who knows, maybe one day I'll be jamming against you in a future season of the Ultimate Game Jam. Overall, I do feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I've gained so much knowledge. I'm actually going to be making a video on a principle in Godot that I think will help a lot of people, so look forward to that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you play my game and enjoy that as well. Have a beautiful day.